Hi, Nick Huston here for Gotham Sound and Communications. Today we're going to be unboxing the Sound Devices Scorpio, which our demo unit just walked in the door, and a couple of release ones for customers as well. So bear with me, this is a sealed box, as you can see. So I have not seen, touched, played with, done anything with the Scorpio since NAB, so it's been a minute. So we've got our trusty red-handled blade, so if I bleed on it, no one will notice. And there we go. It's open. Shipped in a lovely cardboard box. The Scorpio opens like so, with the Sound Devices logo like so. And let's see, can we get the overhead? There it is. So there's the Scorpio. And how nice. It's actually facing you, so you can see the logo and the design. Cool. Wrapped in plastic. We're going to go ahead and open this up and start our warranty period. There we go. Nice metal chassis. It's actually, it looks a little bit reminiscent of the 788 in terms of the coloring, but then also with kind of a 6 Series blend, and of course a scorpion on it, which, interesting note, I am terrified of scorpions. It is one of the few things that I really dislike in this world. All right, so we've got our packing slip, pretty exciting, register, documentation, firmware, stickers. Okay, stick those on someone. And this is new, at least does not happen with any of the other products, the 6 Series or the MixPre series. This comes with an AC supply, which is pretty exciting. So we've got a TA4 connector to IEC with an IEC plug, American standard. Very exciting, so we could actually power on and use it without having to buy any extra things. And because it has a hard drive built in, you actually really wouldn't need anything else than to start recording. Okay, so I guess what we'll do is we'll take a quick peek at the two side panels. I got a battery here, Joe, don't worry about it. So we'll take a look at the side panels and the back panel, then we'll turn the thing on, and just see if we can record something for fun. All right, so let's take a look at the back, because the back is awesome. So you've got ports for 2 L-series batteries, so you could use those as onboard backups. It will charge those batteries natively, so if you have this plugged into AC power, you can actually charge up the L-series batteries. You've got a port for a TA4 port for power. So this is one of 2 power ports. And if you slide this down, you've got your Dante in and out. And one thing that I did not notice before is that this is spring-loaded. So if you don't have anything plugged in, it's going to close. All right, so let's take a look on the output side. We're doing this in no particular order. I'm going to zoom in, Jared. That'd be better. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Live zoom. Here we go. Live focus. Yeah. Okay. So lots and lots of outputs here. A couple of non-output things. We've got our other power input here. We've got USB-C ports. We've got a micro USB-C port and then another USB port standard. That's for your external connectivity to either connect it to a computer or to connect it to a tablet, or to connect it to the Icon control surface. Full-size XLR outputs left and right. Full-size 10-put outputs left and right. Return for your B camera. X1 all the way through X6 outputs on TA3. X7 and 8 on a Mini. A COM return also on a Mini. Headphone port. Time code, which actually says it has not only time code, but word clock and GPIO. So if you want to trigger that from a console that also has GPIO, you could do that. And then the Bluetooth antenna. And last but not least, your 2 SD card slots. Okay, and there's a little magnet that helps to keep that down, I guess based on that screw there. How adorable. Okay, so other side, there. Yes, okay. So pretty standard on this side. We've got our 6 XLR inputs and 2 TA3 inputs and another 8 inputs on 4 TA5s. So these are all inputs 1 through 16, all mic line switchable with AES available on inputs 1 and 6. We've got another COM return, and then we've got a headset port and another headphone port that can be routed using X9 and X10. So a lot of things for comms, a lot of things for headphones, and all those things. So, oh, and I didn't look at the bottom. So the looks like this is a release for those L series batteries. That's fun, and it makes a fun little noise. Can you hear that, Jason? Nice. Okay. We're just transitioning to this to be an ASMR video all of a sudden. Okay, great. So let's turn it on. We've got our Inspired Energy battery with our Audio Root Smart Cup wired to TA4. A little flash there while we turn it on. And let me straighten it. Ooh, it's blue. That's exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. 7, 8, about 10 seconds to boot up, given how my counting is. All right, so on the front, and I'm just going to plug in this Sennheiser microphone we have here, and maybe we'll record something and we can post what it sounds like. If anybody is worried about anything, hopefully we'll put those fears to rest. So we've got our trim pots for 12 inputs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's nice. And then we've got mixing pots also for 12 inputs. 1 through 6 are the big pots. 7 through 12 are the little pots. So let's, oh yeah, and so we've got our mic control. What do you got, Joe? Focus? Oh, I've lost focus. There. Better?
Thank you.
All right, great. We've got our standard transport control wheel and knob, like all ones, except this one's red. Pretty exciting. There's more. Ooh, that's a different button. Fun. Okay. So these are different buttons than the 688. Our on-off switch, multifunction button, slate mic. Slate mic, hey, the meters work. Tone. And then we've got our returns and favorite, and the similar wheel to the 688 in terms of getting into headphone preset, menu, etc. All right, well, let's just figure out how to turn on a mic. So I'm going to assume that it's similar to the 6 series, 7 series, etc., where I first have to turn on the trim for input 1. You can see that the channel is now armed there. And then I'm going to use this pre-fade listen switch over to input 1, and it gives me all the options. Cool, so I'll use, what am I going to use? Oh, this is the menu selector now. This one now. So I'm going to change it from mic 1. Oh, I can change the source. So it's no longer hard-coded input 1 to mic 1 to track 1. It can actually be any input to anywhere. Well, that's sweet. That is not what I want, though. I want to turn on phantom power. So let's find that. Well, nope, no idea. Perfect. Well, that's our show. Now let's figure out what we can do here. All right, so channel setup, phantom power voltage, nope. I'm in the menus now. As you, I'm going to go into, so we can look at the menu structure together. And as I mentioned, I have not touched this machine, so we're literally fumbling through together. So we'll go into our menu. We've got our power settings. That's all exciting. So we can see our voltage there, and we've got our backup battery there. Okay, channel settings. Maybe, oh wow, if I push it multiple times, it changes things. So there's channel 1. No, what are we doing? Did something before. Okay. Aha, there it is. It was actually where, it was on the original place I looked, but I forgot to put on 48 volt phantom. There we go. All right, so to recap, the way to do that is, I'll turn it off first. First, this is going to take a little bit of getting used to, just because it's slightly different. Okay, so first, ISO your microphone, the input that you want. Then you're going to go to this, using this select wheel here, you're going to go to your input routing, and you're going to select your channel. And if you want to have 48 volt phantom on, you're going to put 48 volt phantom on using this return favorite button down here. And if you want to switch from mic to line, you're going to use this to go to line and this to go to mic. And there you go. And now we'll just exit out and boom, we got stuff. So you can see we've got, the meters are really smooth. I don't know if you can see that, but the meters look pretty nice there. Not segmented up like the 6 series. And we'll just push that a little bit there. And we can also just pot up the mixing pot. And now we can see what's going on. All right, so from the main screen, and now I'm peeking on it a little bit, so I'll back it off. From the main screen, we can see how much time is on the SSD and other medias. So we don't have any other medias plugged in, so the SD1 and SD2 are grayed out. I assume that's where the file name would be, but we have more than 99 hours of record time, so that's pretty exciting. Got our time code down there. It looks like our A time there, 2398 frames per second. I assume that's factory default. 48K recording. And then you've got your ABC sources. I wonder what that means. All right, let's figure that out. So I'm just going to record. Fun. So there we go. We've got take one. I really like how this knob lights up. It is a little bit distracting, but this way you really know, beyond a doubt, if it's not flashing at you, you're not recording. So there's, so it helps prevent those I forgot moments. So we'll do that, and we push it into stop. Great. All right, let's look at the different meter views. Got a lot of different options for meter views. So left and right with 1 through 8, 9 through 16, 17 through 12, and then 1 through 16. Let's see how that looks. Ah, it's pretty nice. So you can get left and right with that many channels on it. And then you can do left and right with 1 through 12. Cool. And left and right with all your outputs. So you've got X1 all the way through X10. Left and right with all your buses. Because the way this works with your outputs, you route it to a bus first, and then you can route it anywhere you want. And then left and right with your returns. All right, cool. I'm going to go back to the original view, because that is more useful for what we're doing. So let's go into, oh, what's this? What are we doing here? Oh, we can go to our outputs. Huh. Let's do that later. Okay, so let's go into the menu and just check out what's in there. So we checked out power. We checked out the channel setup. So we've got phantom voltage, PFL mode, which that is pre-fade or post-fade auto right now. Channel grouping, so you can group some of the channels together. A group's lowest numbered fader now acts as the master. Fun. So you can have, so it seems like you could group any number of the first 16 inputs together and use one fader to control them. So that is neat. So I guess for ambisonic recording, that would be one potential use, or if you're using a ORTF setup with multiple microphones. Cool. All right, channels 13 to 32. Let's see what we do there. Same kind of, same kind of thing where we've got the trim here. So we're going to go ahead, we'll turn on one channel, bring up the trim to 0. So this is how you're controlling the trim on those. Select your source. So you've got, right now we're in line 13. Mic line 13, so we can switch that over to mic if we want. Yeah, so that's the multiple buttons thing is killing me a little bit. All right, so but that is how you select channels 13 through 32, the ones that are not do not have the fader control on the front panel. We get our buses, so we get the left bus, right bus. So we can take things in and out of left and right here, it looks like. So right now everything's post-fade, but if for some reason we wanted to have something pre-fade on the left or the right bus, we would just push it until it goes green, push it until it goes orange. We can change the gain, oh that's fun. We can change the actual gain of the bus itself or mute the bus, neat. Or we can slate mic onto that, I guess. Interesting. All right, so we can do that for left and right. And then it's pretty similar for all the other buses. You know, the only thing that you have now is you've got, you know, what do you want to record? So we've got a distinction between pre, post, and send. I wonder what send means. Joe, you want to hit up the manual and see what send means? And we do not have that yet. But you know, theoretically, you can do all sorts of other submixes using the bus. So if you wanted to do something for your boom ops, you could have a custom mix for your boom ops. If you wanted to do something for you know, production, you can have a custom thing for production. And it looks like you can also route left and right in here. You can route a comm return into this. So if you're making a private line where everybody can hear everybody, you can route the comm returns and also camera returns. So it seems like you have a lot of flexibility there. Let's see. Then you've got a bajillion buses and they all look very, very same. Very, very similar. There we go. All right, so I'm going to move on, Joe, while you're looking that up, and you'll tell me when to come back. So outputs, you've got your left and right outputs. So these you can do, you can custom route these as well. So by default, the left and right are outputting your left and right, but you can do your own custom routing. And with the X1, X2, then you have access to all of your different buses. So it looks like, and this is an interesting thing, you can do your own custom mix, you can do the buses if you want, you can do the comms if you want, and what I think is also interesting is you can output headphone left and headphone right. So if you were using speakers, either on your cart or in a control room setup, you could actually route the headphones to one or two of your outputs, which that seems pretty cool. And all the, let's see, all the output there, line, -10 mic, muting it, where you can mute that, adjusting the gain, adjusting delay, all those neat things. Okay, output routing. Same thing with the 10 pin, looks like, yeah, left, right, and then you get your mix buses. So you can do a custom routing for that. The 10 pin level mic line -10. Dante outputs, wow. So you can really route your Dante outputs as well through here. And then you get access to all different headphone presets that you can do however you want. It looks like you can edit them and yeah, edit a whole bunch of different presets. So if there's one particular way you like to monitor, you can do that. Limiters, let's see what the limiters do. So all on, all off. You can do bus limiters. You can, oh, look at that. You can change the ratio. You can change the release time. You can change the threshold. You can do the same thing for the bus. For all the different buses, you can do linking, limiters linking for the different buses. So it looks like you can link 1 and 2 in pairs. And then we've got our meters. As we talked about, these are all just the different meter settings. No real options for how the meters look. Boy, this is a lot. I'm getting tired. All right, time code. This is the time code menu. Hold on. All right, after the time code menu, we'll go back to that thing. All right, so this is the time code menu. Pretty standard. Time code mode, let's make sure it's got all the normal stuff. Yep, all the normal stuff. Frame rate, nothing wild, nothing fancy. Hold, jam, set generator, Limo options. Pin 2, interesting. So you can change pin 2 to be word clock in or word clock out or time code in, and pin 5 can be word clock out. How fun. Sync reference, word clock, LTC in, AAS, or 5/6. Okay. All right, Joe, what was the thing with the buses? Did we say that was?
So we're looking at buses and the ISO. Just to kind of recap what the manual says. Any ISO channel contributes to bus mix. Green fill in the text box equals pre-fade.
Right.
Orange is the post-fade. Blue fill in the text box equals send. Example, bus routing screen with channel 1 box with blue equals channel 1 sending to bus 1 via aux 1 send. That's 1 through 32.
Huh. Okay. I still don't know what that means, but we'll have to mess with that and see what happens. Because, yeah, I do not via aux 1. So you would have to route the send to an aux first? No, that's not right at all. That doesn't make any sense. Can you read that again, Joe?
Absolutely. So the example is bus routing screen with channel 1 box blue, so make that blue, would equal channel 1 sending to bus 1 via aux 1 send.
Aha, I see it. I understand it. Okay, this is a little funny. All right, so if we go into our input channel, okay, I guess let's start with the output channel, so or the bus. So if we look at bus 1, everything is routed. Inputs 1 through 32 is routed there via the send, so the aux send. So if we go back to our input channel, we can see all the different things that we have routed down here. And I know it's a little hard to see on this, but we can see all those things. And so we've got the sends. So every single, it's sending via an aux. I guess you would consider it aux 1 through aux 10. But all of the send gains are all potted down. So if we wanted to send this to bus 1 via its own custom mix, we would just adjust the send gain to 0. Let's see if I'm right. So now if we go to bus 1, aha, look, there it is. How about that? How about them apples? So there's your custom auxiliary mix there. So cool. All right, awesome. Moving on. Thank you, Joe. All right, so moving on, record play, sample rate, bit depth, pre-roll time goes up to 10. Wish it were 11. Post-roll time, also up to 10. Track to media routing, so you can route just your ISOs, just your left, right, buses 1 and 2, or all. That's cool. And I guess you can change your format from RF64 to broadcast wave. And your default playback drive is the SSD. So if you wanted to be monitoring off of your deliverables, not your backup, you could change it to SD1. That's neat, or SD2. You can look at the files. Let's see, USB file transfer. That puts it in file transfer mode. We don't have a computer connected, so we can look at the take list. We've got one take. We did it. All right, so we can look at the notes. We can edit metadata. That's very similar to the 6 series. File list, also very similar to the 6 series. We could erase and format there. Okay, all these things look familiar. File name format. So you've got scene, take, scene or slate with a T in the middle. That's adjustable. Or T or a dash or a plus. Okay, and then what else do we do? Something blue. Oh, and the take number. And then you can do the project, scene, slate, and take. Cool. Okay. Great. All right, sound report info. I'm not going to enter all those things. Scene increment mode, disabled, but you could do character or numeric if you moved on to a new scene. Take reset mode. I don't know what that is. Never. Cool, yeah, let's not do that. And erasing and formatting the SSD. all those things. What else do we have? Oh my God, I'm so tired. I should not have woken up at 5:30 this morning. Okay, slate, comm, and returns. So where's the slate coming from? Internal mic, comm return gain, slate routing, comm send routing, 1, 2. Yeah, look at all this. There's literally tons of options for your comms and returns. System, tone setup, where do you want the tone to go to, level and frequency, cool, so you could not have tone going to the producers or your comms. Notification bells, let's see, headphone left, headphone right, when record stops, power's low, space is low, or a warning pops up. That's cool. So if something fails in the middle, it'll beep at you. That's good. Fader calibration, nope, not doing it. Okay. Brightness, look at that. Should I bring the brightness down, Jared? Oh yeah, that's better. Boy, we should have done that from the get-go, huh? If only we knew about that.
Going again.
Going again, back to the top. All right, date and time, toggle action switch. So that's these guys here. What the mic one does. Oh my goodness, look at all these little select, and the mic action switch does your comm send 1. Look at all these little preset things. That's exciting. Okay, version info 1.00.5104. Any of the regulatory stuff, FCC, firmware updating. Did we do it? Quick setup. Okay, and these are all the normal things. Okay, so we did it. So we recorded a file, we armed a track, created a file. We, did we name? No, I imagine it's the same thing with the 6 series. But we armed a track, armed an input, did phantom power, recorded a file, routed all sorts of stuff, and it worked. So there we go. So we'll post a clip, I guess. We'll post a WAV file for if people are interested in listening to how the preamps sound with this MKH40. As you can tell, it's not particularly on pattern. Maybe we'll do a slightly better job with that. And yeah, so a couple of things to me. Yeah.
Jason Cubbing says, can you send a fixed level to a bus other than the pre or post fade level?
Yes, so that would be done with the with what we talked about using this. What do we call it, Joe? Bus sends. Yep. So the bus sends is where you can send a fixed level. Right there, we've got 0 dB of gain, and then that will then be routed to your output, to your bus. And your bus, then you would route the send, the aux send, to that bus, and that send would then be a fixed level. Good question, Jason, and we miss you in New York also. And your dog's cute. Anything else? Hi to your wife. Okay. Well, I like Jason. He's a good guy. All right. Anything else, Joey?
Nope.
Okay.
No more questions.
So a couple of things to note with this initial release. The SL6 and the support is not here yet. So if you're hoping to get this and like strap an SL6 on and go, it's not going to work even if you have the riser. Sound Devices is working to have that as quick as they can. But they're not going to come out with it until they have full SL6 support. So that means all of the super slot integration with multiple manufacturers, et cetera, et cetera. As we've discussed before, the Dugan Auto Mix is also not in this yet. They're working on that as well. But right now it looks as though we have a unit that will record and mix a whole bunch of tracks, 32 inputs with an extra 4 record tracks, so 36 tracks total. You got your 16 analog inputs, all mic line switchable. You got AES, you got Dante, and then you have, as we talked about, an overwhelming amount of comm options. A really overwhelming amount of comm options. I'm whelmed. Yep, I'm whelmed. Anything I'm missing, Joey?
I think we're good. Unless you want to talk about price.
Oh, $89.95. As I mentioned, they are starting to ship. We don't know. We got 3 in today. We don't know how many more and when we'll be getting them, but my understanding is that they're going to be steadily rolling off the production line, so they should be available pretty soon for those who want them. And you can check out our website. We have them in pre-order at gothamsound.com, and we will keep that page updated to let you know exactly what's going on and when we can expect to have more in stock. You can always call us to talk about it as well. Yeah, I think we did it. We opened the box, we powered it on, we did the thing. Okay, oh, one other thing I didn't mention. There's mounting points. Look at the mounting points. 1/4 20 thread. How about that? So you can actually screw that into a cart without having to strap it down or take out any of these Mama Jams. Yep, okay. Now we're really done. We did it. Thank you, and good night.